Racing started as a bonding experience for Garrison Miller and his father Regan when the family moved back to North Dakota 7 years ago.
We were always going and watching races, and we decided at that time, you know, if we're going to keep doing this, we might as well try to get into the sport. So I went out and checked the local kart club track.
He was like, when you move up here, would you like to try this out? And I said, sure, it'll be something good for me to do.
I said, well, we're going out to buy a kart, and bought a go-kart.
It is the 7T of Garrison Miller, the yellow 7.
He progressed there from running in that class for a couple years. He's always had a passion for sprint cars, so I said, well, now's the time.
Just like sliding through the corners and all that and going at high speeds. I mean, I've loved sprint cars ever since I was a little kid, so it's been a dream of mine to race sprint cars my whole life.
Ripping the cushion in his Lightning Sprint isn't the only racing Garrison does, but instead of relying on a 100 horsepower engine to get him around a track, he has to depend on his own two legs as a cross-country runner for Shanley.
Cross-country has helped me to keep in shape when I'm not racing, and I also work out when there's non-season to get prepared for my track season at school as well, and just getting like my muscles stronger and trying to eat more healthier foods. Also, there's times where you don't want to run, but you just got to keep pushing through and all that to achieve your goal of setting a PR and making the state team.
Although cross-country running and sprint car racing are two very different animals, the skills learned from one can complement the other.
If we're like in front of someone where we have a good gap on them, and we're also behind someone where there's a big gap on them, we just try to like keep our own pace, and I do that same thing with cross-country too.
Sometimes, you know, slower is actually faster on the racetrack depending on, you know, the track we're at and the conditions. So you learn that, okay, a race within a race, and you can't win the race in the first lap, just like you can't win a cross-country race in the first mile.
Both sports have also provided life lessons and personal development.
If we screw up, then it's he and I, it's our fault. There's no one else's, we can't blame anybody else, it's ours, and we own it. And I've seen this progression through the years of him being able to converse with people and have the confidence and grow like that aspect.
And as for Garrison's classmates at Shanley, it's also broadened their horizons as well.
I've had many questions about it, and they seem to be interested in and I've got some people to come out here and watch me race sometimes, and they said, oh, that's awesome, and we didn't know how fast you were going until we actually saw you, so I'm glad we came to watch this.